Fine. You can start reading.
Nandit Pranam Raja. Manyata recognition. Every institute is established keeping in view certain definite aims and objectives. To fulfill such objects, a constitution is planned by the founders of the institution. One who desires his membership in such institution has to obtain its recognition in a systematic way. The recognized members of the institute are eligible to have various benefits, such as facilities, relief, patronage, and protection. Non-members are not eligible to avail of such benefits. The person has to accept aims and objects, the system of working, and the constitution of the institution to obtain recognition, or the members of the institution. He has to pass through the test of eligibility. Then only he is accepted as a member of the institute by the management. Sampradaya is also a kind of religious institution. Sampradaya aims at a spiritual well-being by pinpointing a religious way to ignorant religious people. To fulfill its spiritual aim, every sampradaya adopts a distinguished system, such as devotion, austerity, action, knowledge, etc., for the accomplishment of its goal. Unlike common people, the seeker should lead his life that must be spiritual and compatible with his aim. To help a seeker to live his life in consonance with his aim, doctrines prescribing rules of conduct such as do's and don'ts, etc., are established by the propounders of the Dharma Sampradayas. One who wishes to be a member of such sampradayas has to obtain recognition as its follower from the head of the sampradaya, just as a person has to obtain recognition as a member of any institution from its management. There are three minimum conditions to obtain this recognition. A. The seeker, follower/disciple, must be desirous of receiving initiation for the achieving the goal. Example, liberation or devotion, etc., to which the sect wishes to lead him. B. The seeker must be fully prepared to follow, without any changes, the course, recital, austerity, yoga, action, knowledge, devotion, etc., prescribed by the sampradaya for the fulfillment of goal/fruit. C. The seeker who desires to receive initiation must be prepared to live his life by holding full faith and loyalty in the doctrines that have been established by ancient acharyas to live life as a seeker. One who is ready to fulfill all the three above-mentioned conditions is given through his guru recognition as a follower of the sampradaya, according to the initiation procedure of the sampradaya. One can avail a lot of benefits by having this type of recognition. The following illustration will be helpful to understand it. There are generally two categories of people that reside in any country. Category 1 includes the people who hold legal documents, ration card, birth certificate, identity card, etc., identifying them as citizens of the country. Category 2 includes the people who are not aboriginal citizens of the country but who have intruded into it from other neighboring and distant countries. Such intruders generally do not hold any legal document to show them as citizens of the country. For this reason, these intruders are deprived of benefits which are available to recognized citizens of the country. As recognized citizens, they are allowed to have legal right to vote, to possess property, land, etc., and to have, to sell, to buy, and to make will, and to avail a good number of other government facilities. Such recognized citizen is considered as a member of the whole nation. The nation is responsible for his protection and well-being. On the other hand, the intruders are not allowed to have any of the above-mentioned rights and facilities. Nobody trusts them. They are considered as criminals in the eyes of law. One who has entered into the Sampradaya by receiving initiation is considered as a recognized follower of Sampradaya. The initiated disciple avails all benefits as a follower of the Sampradaya, just as a recognized citizen receives benefits in the country. The Guru and all his disciples consider him as a member of their religion. Just as the members of the family are ready forever to help any family member who is placed in difficult and fearful situations or who is rendered incapable, similarly, Guru and his co-followers are always ready to give guidance and cooperation to the newly initiated follower in Sampradaya. So here it's saying that a Sampradaya is like an institute where a person can needs to follow do's and don'ts established by the preparators of that Dharma Sampradaya, and he needs to follow these three conditions in order to be recognized as a follower of the Sampradaya through his Guru. And the first condition is where the person needs to have a desire to receive initiation, and so he could achieve his goal, and he needs to show some curiosity to his Guru about what his duty is in the Sampradaya. And the second condition is where the person needs to be fully prepared to follow the Sampradaya to achieve his goal or fruit. And the third condition is where a person needs to be prepared to live his life according to the doctrines. So, and it's also saying that if you're recognized as a follower, it could be very beneficial, just like being recognized as a citizen of a country.
We learned about the time and place of initiation, and after that we started the tradition of initiation in Sampradaya and why it is for. So the first thing was about Sankalp, the second was Manyata, then Yogyata and Pavitrata. Now it is about Manyata. When we talk about recognition, means as I told before that Mahaprabhuji has given us an option that, for example, Mahaprabhuji has explained the characteristics of a Guru. How must a Guru be? There Mahaprabhuji explains that a person who performs Krishna Seva himself, who has the total understanding of Srimad Bhagavat, the person is not greedy, he is not, whatever he is not doing for his selfish goals or for hypocrisy or something like that, then that person can be accepted as a Guru in our Sampradaya. Now these are the characters which Mahaprabhuji explained, and after that Mahaprabhuji says that, for example, if you are not able to find a Guru who has all these characters and you don't find the person capable for accepting him as your Guru, then Mahaprabhuji gives the option that without a Guru you can start performing Krishna Seva. You don't need a Guru. Because, and in that the commentary of that sloka, Sri Purushottam ji explains that if you are not able to find a good Guru for yourself, consider Sri Mahaprabhuji himself as your Guru. Accept Mahaprabhuji as your Guru and accept the orders given by Sri Mahaprabhuji as the rule book for yourself, and you can live your whole life. You don't need a Guru, you don't need a guide. So this is the method which we prescribed was. But the problem is that when we don't approach Guru, when we don't have a person who can explain us, who can guide us, that's what Mahaprabhuji wanted to say with the other option is that it is better to remain without a Guru rather than having a wrong person as your Guru, a wrong person who guides you. And there Mahaprabhuji, what Mahaprabhuji means is that you don't need to be recognized as a Vaishnava if you have faith in Krishna and if you are mentally accepting Sri Mahaprabhuji as your Guru. It means, for example, I have my faith towards Krishna. I am ready to follow all the orders given by Sri Mahaprabhuji. But the only problem is that I don't have a proper person who can initiate me into the Sampradaya, or the person around me, I don't find them capable of being a Guru for me. So what you can do? So Mahaprabhuji says that don't wait for a Guru. Don't wait for being initiated. Just accept that Mahaprabhuji is Guru. Mahaprabhuji is your Guru. Get initiated on your own self and start performing Krishna Seva. You don't need to wait for a person who can give you permission for starting Krishna Seva. This is what the method Sri Mahaprabhuji prescribed is. But for us now, the problem is that till the date we don't get recognized as a Vaishnava, or we don't get a kanthi in our neck, we don't get initiated by any of the Guru. The problem is that if you are a person who is supposed to be a Vaishnava or not, we cannot identify that. Anyone can start performing Krishna Seva on their own. As we find the followers of ISKCON, they start doing Seva, they do whatever they like. There is no one to make them understand that what is the method of performing Krishna Seva, who Krishna is, how to maintain the dignity of Sri Krishna. They don't know anything, but just in the flow, or maybe just by seeing others, they start doing whatever they like, however they feel and whatever they understand, and no one can make them understand the process. No one can make them understand the method. So the thing here is that it's true that rather than being in the company of a wrong person, we can remain away, but when we are working on such a large platform, we must have a recognized system in which we can identify each and everyone as a person, and then we can start working with them, or we can start working as a Vaishnava community or as an institution. So for that recognition, it is necessary that you approach a Guru, you start following the proper method, and then you are recognized as a person following that institution. And therefore, here the three conditions are given, that the seeker or the disciple, he must have the desire of receiving initiation for achieving the goal. And actually, the method of initiation is also a type of recognition. Because how can we identify a person as a Vaishnava? How can we identify the person as a disciple of Sri Mahaprabhuji? So we can identify if the person is initiated or not. If a person is initiated, he is the disciple of our Sampradaya, is disciple of Sri Mahaprabhuji. And if that person is not initiated, we can understand that he is not aware about Sri Mahaprabhuji, or he is not aware about the tradition of our Sampradaya. So approaching a Guru, following the process, getting initiated from him, understanding your duties from that Guru, and start following the orders. This is the way we can be recognized into the Sampradaya. But all these things can be done without a Guru also. That's what Sri Mahaprabhuji wants to explain is, because if you are finding a wrong Guru, if you are in the company of a wrong person, then that person will misguide you. As we are seeing that happening in the current situation, that people are very staunch about the tradition of the Sampradaya, that no, we must have Brahmasabandha Diksha, we must have Sharana Diksha, we cannot be identified as a Vaishnava without Brahmasabandha Diksha. That's a great misconception among the Vaishnavas. They feel that the person who has Sharana Diksha, he cannot be recognized as a Vaishnava without Brahmasabandha or Atmanivedan Diksha. So this is the misconception we have. But so because of the staunch tradition and without understanding the scriptures written by Sri Mahaprabhuji, we cannot be able to understand our sampradaya properly. So there Mahaprabhuji gives us the option that you can be recognized as a Vaishnava if you have the great intensity of devotion towards Bhagavan. Then why to wait for a guru? And rather than being in the company of a bad guru, start performing Krishna Seva on your own and consider Mahaprabhuji himself as your guru. Consider the scriptures written by Sri Mahaprabhuji as his own orders and start following that on your own. You don't need a person to guide you.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you can't find a good guru and you just accept Sri Vallabhacharya as your guru and you read the scriptures, but however you don't understand what the scriptures are saying, then what happens?
See, this was the problem which was faced during that time when Mahaprabhuji is giving these orders. But for now, if we don't find a proper guru, at least we can find a good senior Vaishnava to teach us things. That's the first option. Second option is that for now, for current period, we got all the scriptures written by Sri Mahaprabhuji translated in each and every language. In each and every language we are used to. Means Gujarati and Hindi and English in everything. So word to word we can read the scripture, we can understand it properly, we don't need a person to teach us. This was the problem which was faced by the people who were in the time of Sri Mahaprabhuji, when approaching Mahaprabhuji itself was a task. Because Mahaprabhuji went for 3 Bharat Parikrama, he was not staying at a proper place to get identified. Later on, he started living in the Adel, but there was no mean of any communication with him. No one was able to approach him. And it was quite difficult for anyone during that period, in the lack of transportation facilities, to reach even to a city which is nearby to us. It was quite difficult. So this was the problem which was faced during that period. And as we find in the life story of Sri Gosainji, that Gosainji had permitted his 2-3 students that you can initiate the other Vaishnavas. So Chacha Harivanshji used to initiate the disciples, and when they met Sri Gosainji, they were confirmed about their initiation. But that permission was given, because can I wait for reaching near Sri Gosainji and get initiated, and only after that I can start Krishna Seva? Possibly it was easy for the males, but it was just next to impossible for the females. So this was a great problem which was faced during that period. But these are not the problems which we face nowadays. We have lots of facilities for now. We can communicate. For example, you people are staying quite away from me. It is next to impossible for me to reach you people. Same way, even you people can't reach me. But we are communicating. You people are learning from me. I am able to explain you things. So all these problems are not a problem for now. We have got the solution for each and everything. But still, if a person feels that I am not able to find a good guru, then find the scriptures written by Sri Mahaprabhuji on your own. Start learning them on your own. Learn what Mahaprabhuji is explaining us, and consider the scriptures which are written by Sri Mahaprabhuji as a direct communication with him. For example, if I am reading Siddhanta Rasya, if I am reading Navaratna or Krishnashraya, I must have a feel that I am listening to Mahaprabhuji himself. These are the words of Mahaprabhuji himself. So as you people are listening to me, while reading Krishnashraya, while reading Shodas Granth, we must feel that Mahaprabhuji is speaking to us. Then who else do we need anymore? That's what Mahaprabhuji wants to explain.
Okay, I understand.
Anything else?
I have a question.
Huh?
So if a devotee is doing seva by himself without a guru, or like just in Pushti Sampradaya, what would he do if he has any questions? And is it possible that he could be misled by doing seva by himself?
The first thing is that Sadhan Deepika, text written by Sri Gopinathji, comprises of all the minute details you need to perform seva properly. There is nothing missing, not even a single thing. He has explained everything, each and every process in all the manner. That's the first thing. So by reading Sadhan Deepika, you can understand your lifestyle. As a Vaishnava, how you have to live your lifestyle, how to perform seva, you can understand everything. You don't need a person. You don't need anything to be asked. Second thing is that all of us are used to of asking everyone, taking guidance from everyone all the time. But just imagine yourself in a condition in which you are not able to find a guru, you are not able to understand anything, but you have the urge of performing Krishna Seva. I promise you will start doing it on your own. You don't need anyone. You will have your self, you will have an insight of how to perform Seva. Just for example, consider the situation of the 84 Vaishnavas, how they used to survive. We feel that they were present in the period when Mahaprabhuji was available, but was Mahaprabhuji available to everyone at that period? Not even a single person from that was able to have 16 texts written by Sri Mahaprabhuji. They were not able to have even Shodas Granth with them. Mahaprabhuji wrote Granth when the situation was created, when anyone asked him about anything, and in the explanation Mahaprabhuji wrote the Granth. But not even a single, rather other than Damodar Sarsani and Krishnadas Megan, who used to stay with Mahaprabhuji, other than them, not even a single Vaishnava of Sri Mahaprabhuji would have been able to have all the texts written by Sri Mahaprabhuji with them. Still they survived. Still they performed Krishna Seva. And in many of the cases, the Vaishnavas didn't even have a second Vaishnava staying in their city also. And for us, we have lots and lots of Vaishnavas surviving in our city, living with us, we get to communicate with them. So the things are very easy for us if we compare ourselves with the condition of the 84 Vaishnava to 52 Vaishnava themselves. And for now also, I am in the contact of many such people who had started performing seva on their own. They didn't ask anyone, they didn't had any guidance from anyone. In spite of living in a city comprising of thousands of Vaishnavas, they were not in contact of any one of them. They didn't took any guidance from them, and Bhagavan himself guided them. Whatever they did with their own insight. There was no one to explain them. And I promise, if you or me or any one of us, if we are also in the same condition, we can also start performing seva without asking anyone and without taking guidance from anyone. If you have the intensity of devotion, you can do that on your own. We are habituated of asking everything to anyone all the time. But for example, if you are not getting answer to any one or two of your questions, then you will understand it on your own. You will try to understand the thing on your own without taking guidance from anyone.
Okay. Thank you.
But for us, we have Sadhan Deepika with us. If you are not able to understand how to perform seva, how to live your lifestyle as a Vaishnava, we have Sadhan Deepika. Just you can go through the text and you will understand everything which has to be done. For our lifestyle, that only scripture is sufficient. Other than that, we have the stories of 84 Vaishnavas. We know how they lived, what their lifestyle was, and we have the scriptures written by Sri Mahaprabhuji for understanding each and everything. And if we compile all these texts all together, means Shodas Granth, Sadhan Prakaran and Sadhan Deepika, by compiling them, we have created the text of Pushti Vidanam, the constitution of Pushti, the Pushti Marg. And if we compile all these granths, you don't need a single person to have to solve your curiosity. You don't need anyone. Just by reading them, if you learn them properly, you can live your whole life as a Vaishnava successfully without facing any problem.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Fine. So let us conclude here today. We'll continue tomorrow.